commenting about the Ukrainians. And they were saying, yeah, but these people are literally, if they go back there, they could die and stuff. We could die as well. I told them that my father wasn't alive and we had to escape, and they were laughing about it. We're saying, yeah, well, we all have problems, but they were defending the white people. And what I'm trying to say is like we don't want you to defend us. You don't have to defend us. It's okay. You guys have your own problems. I'm just telling you about history, what happened, how Mexicans helped the black slaves, how a lot of Mexicans got killed as well, saving them, how we have always stand.
So now that Trump is doing like the mass deportation, this Mexican woman, and I've seen a few other Mexicans saying that black people needed to help them and stand in solidarity with them. This is not our fight. And she's talking about how the Mexicans helped the black slaves and how they were killed and on the front lines. First of all, we don't even have to go back in history. We already have a lot of issues in our community that we have to face daily and that we're marching for, going to Congress about, trying to get bills passed. We don't have any allies. So we don't even got to talk about slavery. What about now? I don't see the Mexican community rallying behind black people. I just don't see it, not by the droves. I'm not going to say on an individual level and on an individual basis, there are some of you that may, help. But this is not our fight. Don't. You see how they come and recruit us when they need help and when they need numbers? But when we need help and when we need numbers, we're just another nigga on the street. Like, come on, they a lot of these Latinos, they be racist too. Okay? I've been to Mexico and I've seen Mexicans that were dark as me. They don't get the representation in the media. We only see the lighter complected ones. Colorism is rampant over there too. We could go deep, but black people, stand down. I mean, if you want to help, that's up to you, but don't let these people guilt trip you. Not the guilt trip. What y'all think about this? Do we owe the Mexicans anything? It's relevant to Brooklyn Lane.
A growing conversation on social media is sparking debate about relation between some Black and Latino communities, with claims, reactions, and emotion quickly spreading online. Some say long-standing frustration and misunderstanding are finally coming to the surface, while others believe this moment is being amplified by viral content that dialogue is still possible.
Hispanic plurality communities in Virginia voted for the state to be redistricted, thus eliminating 4 Republican seats and making the new district map 10 Democrats to 1 Republican. And by the way, just to be clear, Hispanic plurality districts are districts where Hispanics outnumber the number of any other racial group. That means they can have 35% Hispanics, 30% white, 25% black, 5% Asian. Because they have the highest number and they outnumber every other racial group, they are a Hispanic plurality community. And the reason why these communities did this was simple. Nearly 11,000 people were arrested by ICE in Virginia since Trump took office, which by the way includes 100 children, some of them as young as 2 years old and almost half of them under the age of 13. Not to mention, we've also reached a record high number of deaths of people who have died within ICE custody. And it's gotten so bad that Trump has literally said out loud that he wants to rebrand ICE agents to nice agents. Also that the media has to say nice agents all day, every day when they're killing US citizens on the street. There's also a social media campaign by the White House to push this rebranding, and another disinformation campaign with a compilation of ICE agents helping immigrant families with their belongings. Let me say this simply, for every 2-year-old abducted by ICE, for every person who dies in a detention cell, and for every US citizen pulled off of the street and disappeared into a system with no accountability, there is a ripple effect moving through every community in this country, but particularly in immigrant communities through WhatsApp groups, church pews, and family dinner tables. And again, these are Hispanic plurality districts, which makes this 99% even more powerful because these aren't exclusively Hispanic voters. These are entire communities, black, white, Asian, whoever else lives on that block, who watched ICE roll through their neighborhood, watched children get detained, watched their neighbors disappear, and said, fuck this. Even though this shit isn't making the headlines because Trump is flooding the zone with distractions, Virginia just proved to us that people are paying attention even when the media isn't, even when the media is compromised, and even when the media is censoring the real information from us. And the bottom line is that if Democrats are looking for a winning message heading into the midterms, Virginia just handed them a blueprint. Run on abolish ICE.
Am I the only one that didn't know that apparently Latinos were like begging black people for support and help now that Donald Trump is trying to deport? I did not know this. I did not know this. I just learned in the comment section, man, in one of my videos, man. They said, yo, they was just asking us for help. Now they're blaming us for having the young men in their community. Like, what's going on over here? I was asking for help, man. So y'all know how to go down that rabbit hole. And apparently there's a whole bunch of Latinos, man, talking about black people. We need to unite. We need to come together. Trump is trying to get us out of here. It's us. Who the fuck is us? We legal. We ain't going nowhere. The worst thing we're gonna hear is somebody say go back to Africa, and we haven't heard that since the 90s. Listen, I can make fun of the situation, right? Because I don't got papers, right? The broski's an undocumented immigrant, but I've been dodging ICE since 1998 when we used to call it La Migra. And I'm out here in New York City, so I'm protected. Like the other day, they were closing in on me, right? They was about to arrest me, man. And 5 batshit crazy liberals, man, stopped walking their dogs and drinking their Starbucks, man. And they jumped at the ICE agents and said, "The broski, run, broski, run!" And man, I took off running, bro. I've been running ever since, bro. They did not catch me, man. So I could talk confidently out here in New York City because I know these liberals ain't gonna allow these ICE agents to arrest me. They're like, that's our fucking immigrant. He ain't going nowhere. But he shot 2 cops. We don't give a fuck, man. Those were his cops to shoot.
Latinos in the United States have not earned the support of black people for us to be demanding, oh yeah, why aren't they coming out to protest with us? Why aren't they engaging in activism with us? Because we haven't earned it at all, in the slightest. Or did you guys forget that 46% of all eligible Latino voters voted for Donald Trump in the 2024 presidential election? Or how about the fact that racism, anti-blackness, colorism, all of these things are still very much pervasive in our communities? Bro, Latinos haven't even reconciled with the fact that they can't use the N-word unless they're also black themselves, because Afro-Latinos exist. Oh, and if we're talking about Miami, oof, you'll see the whitest MAGA Latinos be like, bro, but I grew up in the hood. I grew up around black people. In Overtown or in Liberty City, I could say it, bro. No one's going to stop me from saying it. It's my right. I'm not racist. I have a black friend. We haven't even gotten over that. And we want black people to go to protest with us, to engage in activism with us, putting their lives, their freedom, their bodies on the line? No. I completely understand any black person that wants to just disengage, disregard us. I get it, guys. I really, really do. And we, as Latinos, as a collective, should not be harboring resentment against black people, criticizing them, getting angry at them, questioning them. No. No. Because we've earned this. They are completely justified in feeling the way they feel and doing what they're doing. Now, I would like to give a message to the black folks watching this video. You are completely justified in your feelings and in doing what you're doing, and I respect it. But please remember that black folks are also being affected by this persecution of undocumented migrants. And I feel like that's not talked about enough either. Here, Miami, Florida is the best example. Haitians, Jamaicans, Bahamians, Afro-Cubans, Afro-Hondurans, Garifunas, black people from all over Latin America and all over the world, Africans, just so many black people that are also undocumented that are really being affected by the persecution of this administration. And of course, much like any other entity in space, black folks in immigration detention centers, in the immigration system, are treated worse than their white, Latino, Asian counterparts. So it's really important to acknowledge that and just let you guys know. But yeah, Latinos, we need to tighten up. If you guys want the support of the black community, then earn it. Demonstrate that we can solve these issues of racism in our own communities, and please stop saying the N-word. If you're not black, don't say the N word. It's really simple, actually.
At the center of this conversation is a bigger question than social media, politics, or viral clips. What happens when communities that have lived, worked, and built alongside each other begin to feel divided? Some voices point to years of tension, miscommunication, and competing perspectives that have created frustration on all sides. Others argue that online platforms often exaggerate conflicts, while everyday cooperation and shared experience between communities continue quietly in the background. What remains clear is that conversation around accountability, respect, economic opportunity, and representation are becoming more prominent and more emotional. But history shows that progress rarely comes from deepening division alone. Lasting change usually requires honest conversation, mutual understanding, and willingness to engage perspective different from our own. The real question is whether this moment becomes another wave of online tension or an opportunity to reset, reflect, and rebuild trust where it has been strained. Because beyond identity, politics, or background, most people still want the same core things: safety, opportunity, dignity, and a better future for their families. So, what do you think? Are this division growing? Or is social media just magnifying what was already here? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And if this made you think, make sure you hit that like button, share, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss the next conversation. See you in my next episode.